Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shry Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shry Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.
At the Salvation Army, a shelter isn't just a place to rest. It's a chance to shed layers, let loose, and finally let it go. With your gift, a warm bed is just the beginning. It's the first night of a new day. When our homeless neighbors feel safe enough to close their eyes, they can see the way forward.
A truck is a tool, but a Ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
Turn it up. We going big. Throw it down. We gonna really live. Let's go all out. Let's go all out. You know it's gonna get loud. 'Cause we getting down.
Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
The rhythmic sound of more than 500 cascading waterfalls. The endless echo of more than 10,000 caves. The serene silence of 1,000 miles of wilderness trails. The next time someone tells you to get lost, consider it an opportunity. Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere. Catch the most thrilling moments from your favorite local teams, only on the Southeast Sports Network. From jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-winning goals, we bring you all the highlights that make the Southeast the heart of sports. Don't miss out. Tune in anytime, anywhere, and relive the action like never before. The action lives on our YouTube channel, but you can watch highlights many different ways by visiting our website. The Southeast Sports Network, where every play matters.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports. Join SESN for an unmatched sports experience. Dive into the world of game highlights, real-time updates, and electrifying coverage. With SESN, you're not just watching sports, you're living them. Be the first to know, the first to see, and the first to share every big moment. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
The story of the United States has been written for centuries. Penned by millions of authors, written in every language, from every perspective. With every chapter as unique as our people and our land. Our story is one made up of many. Find yours in the USA.
Kids across America are going to school hungry. Millions of kids every day. But one simple thing can help change all of this for a hungry child in America. Good healthy food and the energy it brings. With help from caring people across America, No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures. To learn more about ending child hunger in America, go to helpnokidhungry.org today.
They have to score here. We're getting underway for it. It's walk-off home run. Here's a shot to the right side. This is shaping up to be a strike right side too. Oh! Welcome to Kingsport, Tennessee, and inside of the Kingsport Aquatic Center, Gabriel's Rise Southeast Sports Network, Bill Pop, the commissioner of the Appalachian, sliding in to get this started. It's the finals of Day 2 of the Men's Women's Showtime Championship. broken throughout the course of the tournament. Coach Pop, this is thrilling stuff.
Say it again, I said it yesterday, we have talent in the pool tonight again, and I won't be surprised at all to see more records fall tonight. If you look down the timing sheet, it looks like there's some really close preliminary times already that will set some of those moments for us tonight where they're gonna swim out and break those records again. What an exciting last night we had for sure.
Couldn't agree more. I think we're going to have a very exciting day today as well. Madison Gump will be joining you and I in the booth and helping us carry the action today shortly. So excited to have her back and hear her insight. So knowledgeable. I don't know if I've ever met anybody who's more front to back on sport.
Firing questions at her last night like crazy, trying to learn, and she was firing right back with her answers, and she's great. It's funny, she's up here announcing with us, and she's running this competition too. So
she's doing a great job. So that's a look at the Milligan Buffs standing by, ready to go, and they're fired up. And here's a crazy stat for you. You've probably heard it a couple of times if you've been with us for the entire tournament, but the men's team has won this championship series 4 times in a row, and the women's team is on a 3-peat looking for a 4-peat. That's just incredible.
Absolutely incredible for those folks. And if you look, and you keep watching, and I think this is true of their running sports too, they build with young people. So their freshmen learn from their sophomores, learn from their juniors, learn from their seniors, and then it just turns over. And I think that's why their success continues to be as strong as it is, because of building their programs like that.
And those stats at the bottom of your screen, 255 points for the Buffs. That's entering today, followed closely on the women's side by the Bulldogs with 227. And the Golden Tigers not far back at 197. So this is shaping up to be a really nice race, pun intended, between these programs down to the wire. And I think Madison has the sense, and a lot of fans have the sense, and from what I'm hearing, Milligan's going to start to pull away because they've got so much talent.
It's interesting always. I think day 2 is like, what do they call it in golf? Like moving day or something, right? I think we're going to have moving night tonight is what we're going to have. So we're going to see some great performances. But it will be interesting to see if Union can hang, if Grinnell can continue to creep up, if West Virginia Tech can continue to creep up. So this is going to be fun.
Well, obviously, as a broadcaster, I want the drama, so I'm looking for him to creep up and to give us something to talk about. Here's something to talk about, though. 5 meet records set on the first day of the swimming and diving championships. Are you concerned you're going to have to redo the record book? Do you have to freelance that out and pay for it?
I think it's like the best thing going when we have to redo the record book. I told you last night I was sitting here last year similarly and watching record fall after record fall, and now I come back and records are falling again. It just tells you how much talent we have in the pool in this league.
Really been an impressive outing for the Appalachian Athletic Conference. All of the programs on hand. Teams from all around the nation showing out, and as you can see, making their way into the pool area now for our second night of finals, as Madison Gump will be joining Coach Bill Pop and I shortly to bring you all of the action. We want to remind you, you can connect with the conference on social media. Visit them at AAC Sports. It's the Appalachian Athletic Conference. And you can also get the latest recaps, news, highlights, stats, and more by visiting the conference at AACSports.com. The same goes for the Southeast Sports Network at SESN Sports. Find us on your favorite social media platform and get all the latest highlights, news, stats, and more at SESNSports.com. Well, we've taken a look at both of the leaderboards. We've talked about the stats. It's almost time to get started between these programs. And the first event we're going to have this evening is going to be the women's 200-yard freestyle relay. And this is a super important event. Obviously, it's going to set the tone for the evening, so I think that plays a factor as well. In such a momentum-based sport like this, in such a physical competition, Madison Gump is here with Coach Bill Pop and I now. Madison, your thoughts on tonight and setting the tone in this first event?
Yes, again, this first relay kickoff with the women's 200-yard freestyle relay is going to set what tonight's going to look like. Again, looking at their time, Milligan is in lane 4, and their A relay is a 1:37.45, and they're going to be close to that meet record that's up on the board right now. Meet record for this event is a 1:37.06, so we might see another meet record broken tonight.
Great turnout, big crowd on hand, excited, fired up for this. For this heat, for the 200-yard freestyle relay, lane 2 will feature WVU Tech, Brunel in lane 3, the Buffs of Milligan in lane 4, Union Bulldogs in 5, the Koalas of South Carolina in 6, and the Golden Tigers rounding out lane 7. Our Thursday finals begin now.
Madison, different strategies here in this relay than from last night?
Did you say something? Sorry, I think I can hear now. It's just so loud in here that I'm not able to hear very well, but now I think I can hear.
I love it. I just said, is there different strategies to this race than the freestyle relay we saw last night?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is a 200, so again, they are sprinting this. It's going to be 4 swimmers. They're each swimming a 50 sprint. So it's definitely a little bit different strategy because we're looking at the sprinters that the teams have put in for this one. And we're going off with our 3rd swimmer now, and hopefully they can keep that lead in lane 4, but it's going to be close between lane 5 Union, and hopefully if they can get far enough ahead, then Milligan will be able to bring it home.
Boy, this one just got tight, didn't it? Holy
yes,
cow.
It's going to be very tight here coming in. And they're still being careful, hopefully, off those blocks, because again, we don't want an early takeoff.
Oh, here we go, and 3 swimmers way out.
We're coming right down to the wire. And it is loud in Kingsport.
Oh, wow.
Neck and neck, 3, 4, and 5. We're now Milligan and Union down to the absolute wire.
Wow. Brunel was able to get in there for 2nd place. Very good swim in Union in lane 5 coming in 3rd. Very good swim by all of them. 1st place was Milligan in lane 4 with a 1:37.86. Very close race.
Well, that's one way to start Friday night.
That
was
is
exciting.
Wow. Great finish to our first heat, the women's 200-yard freestyle relay. We'll now flip to the men's 200-yard freestyle relay. This is going to feature the Koalas of South Carolina in lane 2, WVU Tech in 3, Milligan's Buffs in 4, Union Bulldogs in 5, the U-Pike Bears in 6, and rounding out lane 7, WVU Tech.
It's going to be a good race to see between Milligan and Union again. We'll definitely probably have a close one, swimming in lane 4 and lane 5. We'll see how the guys can set the tone for tonight as well, and hopefully some good swims here in a second.
Madison, last night we talked about the 400 freestyle, right? And that you may put your best swimmer at 3. Is there a different strategy where you might put your fastest swimmer in this race?
So depending on the coach, they may decide to put their faster swimmer first just to get that extra lead, or maybe even at the end knowing that, you know, if they have to crank out a fast 50 to be able to secure that spot on the wall, they might end up putting them last. So coaches kind of use that different technique, and that's what is so interesting for relays, is because you just never know where that swimmer is going to be swimming until they get up on that block, and then you're standing next to them and swimming next to them in the pool.
I think it's true across running sports too, but relays always bring out the intensity for everybody because there's so many student athletes involved when you're running the relays.
I love a good relay.
It's definitely a team event, which I think just makes it exciting. You know, it's really loud in here right now. In a second during the start, it's going to get so quiet that we could hear a pin drop. But then it just, the walls start to shake because of the cheering, and that's what, you know, just makes it exciting. It makes for a good finals.
Full house in Kingsport, Tennessee is ready to go. The men's 200 begins in just moments. Running through these lineups, Milligan gets the loud cheer. The seed time 1:21.39, just 3 seconds behind in lane 5, the Bulldogs of Union, 1:24.88.
And if we look at this meet record, it might be a close one. Again, the seeded time is faster than the meet record on this. Meet record for the men's 200-yard freestyle relay is 1:22.71, so it's going to be close.
We need like an air horn sound effect for all the record watches we keep going on.
I know.
We're off.
Clean start.
A good start by lane 5. Definitely was able to kind of get out. Milligan's able to kind of pull through on that good turn that he had. And the second swimmer will enter in the water. And 200 freestyle relays are always interesting because where it is a sprint event, you know, we typically see that anticipation of that swimmer hitting the wall. And you know, we never know. We might see that early takeoff, that early jump. Hopefully we don't, but that's something that we always want to be kind of cautious about.
We're on to the third leg of this relay, and it's a dogfight between the Buffs and Union. Maybe gained a half a body length on the turn.
A lot of ground to make up right now.
A very good lead going into the fourth swimmer.
The final leg in the water for the two leading programs. The Bulldogs have to make up an entire body length. Crucial turn, and the Buffs pull it all together there. All he has to do is maintain the lead. Down the back stretch, and the Buffaloes pull it off. Holding off Union Commonwealth University.
Very good job by lanes 4 and lane 5. Lane 4 coming in first with a 1:21.67, and that will officially break that meet record for the men's 200-yard freestyle relay.
The records are toast this weekend in Kingsport. It's not too late. If you're in the area, come out now. Tickets $5 for students, $10 for locals, fans, residents. Just get out here and join us. A lot of fun. And of course, more action tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Yes. And it looks like the head referee down there by lane 1 is actually talking to a West Virginia swimmer right now. It looked like that whenever the West Virginia swimmer hit the wall, that third swimmer hit the wall, he actually moved over to use the ladder. So in swimming, you actually can't enter into another opponent's lane. That swimmer is lucky because he could have been disqualified for that. I think the ref just kind of gave him a reminder, kind of a warning on just to remember, you know, you can't enter into anybody else's lane, even if you're getting out on the sidewall, you have to wait.
Interesting, for sure. Okay.
And it looks like they might be having another conversation as well. I'm not sure what that conversation will come to be, but we will see if anything comes from this conversation here in a second as he's looking over those early takeoff cards. All the refs have some cards that they will mark up just to make sure that they're not taking off too early. The swimmer hand hits the wall, and then that swimmer on the block goes off when that swimmer hand is on the wall.
Well, I've got to say, I really appreciate an official giving a student athlete a warning. You know, I think we've reached an era in sports where we come down hard on kids, and we forget that even though they're adults now, these are still young men and women that are in a learning phase of their life. And credit to the AAC, Bill. Every time there's a problem like this, these officials not only look like they're having fun the whole day, but when a problem does arise, they handle it fair.
Yeah, thanks to Madison again for this. This is my third year coming to the swim championships, and the officials have been great every time. And Madison pulls those folks together, and can't say enough about that for sure. And I agree completely with you.
Well, thank you. And I know a lot of the officials here are actually parents of swimmers, so they're coming and able to watch their swimmers as well. But they are a huge part of swimming in our community. We could not do what we do without the officials, so we really appreciate their help and their ability to be able to watch something for 3 days. Some of them have to request off work. Some of them have, you know, they've even flown in out of town to be able to be here with us this weekend. So we do appreciate it, but it looks like they're still going over something. I'm interested to see what that will do and if it will do anything. Hopefully not, but it could have a big effect on that relay if anything does come of it.
Well, understandable, and I'm glad, you know, another thing that I like to go back to, kind of a cliche, but I like it when the officials take the time to get the decision right. Don't rush the decision. Take your time. Make sure everybody's in agreement. We're going to feel good about this tomorrow, and let's get the decision right now.
Definitely, and the officials are always on the swimmer's side. They're always, very understanding of, hey, is this the right call? Can we back it? Can we defend it? Did we actually see what we saw? They are definitely not going to make a decision that they know is not a good decision. So that's why they sometimes will talk a little bit, take a little bit more time to make sure they understand the violation if there was one. So they do a really great job. And, this meet here is covered very well for officials. We have officials at both ends, so we'll have 2 officials on our deck, 2 officials on our bulkhead, and then we actually have walkers, and they're watching that 15-meter mark and those stroke violations. So this is a very heavily officiated meet, which is good because, again, we want to make sure that the swimmers are swimming right and they're swimming legally, because that's just going to help them if they end up going to nationals as well.
That's right. I mentioned ticket prices, and I can't come back to that enough. I don't think that we talk about that enough. I feel like this league, not just the conference, but the league doesn't talk about ticket prices enough and what the mission is of a sporting event. And this is a perfect example right here. We're in Kingsport, Tennessee. There's not a lot of events going on a Friday night. What do you do with your kids, your family? Ticket prices in sporting events have soared. Even before we suffered inflation that we've suffered over the last 5 years, ticket prices are insane. What is it, $23,000 to get into the Super Bowl? For example, it's the most popular sporting event in the world, but you get the idea. To sit courtside at a Division I college basketball game, even a mid-major, you're looking at $80 a seat. If you bring the kids, that's very expensive. It's the whole family. They're going to want a T-shirt, popcorn, soda. The Appalachian Athletic Conference and this league as a whole has remained at a steadfast, affordable, family-friendly price. Bill, why is that?
Well, mainly because of all the support that we have in our venues and our friendships and partnerships with Kingsport in particular. We have, I think we're up to 9 of our neutral event sites are here in Kingsport now. So, again, what you're going to get when you come to these events: swimming, basketball, men's and women's volleyball, baseball, softball. What you're going to get is you're going to get a family-friendly atmosphere in a facility that you're going to be able to enjoy the competition. You're not going to be 10 miles away from the event trying to watch it. And we have good student athletes, not only on the field but off the field. We know some of the stories that are there from Champions of Character and different things that the NAI promotes as well as the AAC. But I think that's where it started is genuinely there's not very many partnerships like we have with Kingsport right now. And a lot of other conferences are jealous of what we have. And I show up like, this is great. I show up, I get to sit on the radio with you. I get to sit on the live broadcast with you. I'm not running around the pool deck right now.
It is great.
Because Madison's staff takes care of everything for us. So, and that happens at all of our events up here in Kingsport. So, to echo what you just said, if you're in this area and you can hear us right now, or if you're far away and you can get here, come see our events. They are awesome to be a part of.
I really do feel it's unbeatable value. And, every now and then I have a moment where we'll be doing a tournament. We'll be here in Kingsport with the league and the conference, and there's just a moment where you see a couple of young kids, like 5-year-old kids, playing off in the distance. You're like, they have no idea that some of the best quality college athletics they're going to see are happening on the floor, A, or on the field of play, but B, just how cool that is to be able to make those memories. And, mom and dad aren't all stressed out because they spent $350 getting you in the door. You can't beat the value. We'd love to have you here with us to enjoy it.
And we love hosting these meets. Every February we get to talk to our patrons that come in, our local individuals and families that are coming into our facility. And we are getting something from the judges, and I'll hold that thought.
Number 3 swimmer for West Virginia Tech swam across the lane during competition.
Yes. So again, with that disqualification, so they actually ended up disqualifying West Virginia Tech for crossing over lanes. That third swimmer was disqualified for crossing over into different opponent lanes. Again, you are not allowed to do that. Thought it was going to come off as a warning, but they actually did disqualify that swimmer for it. So the team will not receive points for that. That can be a big effect, because again, change the order up a little bit for the placement, and they don't get points for it. But hopefully they can recover, come back stronger, and they learn from that.
Yeah, what a good learning moment that will be for sure. We talk about that all the time with student athletes and young student athletes. You mentioned that just a minute ago, Gabe, is we're always trying to find ways to have have them have learning lessons too. You know, you're always trying to get better, and it's a shame that it happens, but it's a great moment that you can learn from for sure.
Yes, definitely. And back to my previous thought, so we actually have a lot of swim lessons that go on still when these swim meets are happening. Right now we don't have any swim lessons going on, but we get a lot of kids in here during finals, and the kids always ask, like, I want to do that. What is that? And I think that's just really cool because, again, it's that motivator. They see these different student athletes here putting in that work and swimming really fast, and it motivates them, and they see swimming as a sport, which is really cool because then we see them join a team and we see them grow and then hopefully join one of the teams that are actually here. We actually have a lot of swimmers from Billigan that are local that will have used our facility many times. RJ Brummett is one of them. He's a local. He swam on BSC. I actually just saw him last week putting in the work here. So it's just really see that growth and really cool to see them year after year.
It's cool.
It's tough to lose points for WVU Tech. They're already trailing entering the day by 114 points to the Bulldogs on the men's side. So you can't really afford to be losing footing when you're chasing from behind, and that's a tough blow.
It is. It's definitely a tough blow, especially in that relay. But again, as long as they can learn from it, not do it next year. Maybe if they're going to nationals, don't do it again at nationals. And again, we all make mistakes, and we just got to remember those to where we don't make that same mistake again.
That's right. That's right.
Well, as we get ready to restart, we'll take a short break and be right back with more in just a moment from Kingsport, Tennessee.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
I got involved in officiating volleyball 8 years after I played Division I in college.
Saying yes to volleyball officiating will give you the privilege to be a part of one of the most exciting sports around.
I'm a speaker,
A builder.
I coach.
Culinary arts. Auditor. A firefighter.
For anyone contemplating becoming a volleyball official, just go for it.
Take the plunge. Open the door.
Say yes to officiating. Learn more about how to get involved at sayyes-to-officiating.com.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
It helped me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
Back in Kingsport, Tennessee. Welcome inside of the Kingsport Aquatic Center, and we are getting right into this heat, coming off of the blocks in just seconds. After the break, this is the women's 400 IM. In lane 1, it's Mia Horwitz. 2 is Emma Phillips. Emma G. Phillips in lane 3. Mary Grace Bidding in lane 4. Olga Bukowska in 5, Peyton Brady in 6, and Juliana Shayavan in lane 7.
We'll definitely keep our eye on lane 4, a junior from Milligan. She has a seated time of a 4:42.34. We'll see what she can pull out. Again, this is 400 IM, so we are swimming 100 a butterfly, 100 a backstroke, 100 a breaststroke, and then 100 a freestyle. This is a distance event. Again, this is a hard event. They have to be disciplined in all of those strokes, be able to pace themselves enough to where they can get to the freestyle and bring it home. It looks like lane 5 is pulling out a little bit on the butterfly. Definitely going into the backstroke. Hopefully that will be a decent lead for her to where she can split that.
Well, I thought Bukowska put together a really nice turn, but it looks like Peyton Brady caught up to her a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. We got lane 6 that is definitely neck and neck with lane 5.
Another nice turn for those two, and they maybe put a half a body length between themselves and third. Maybe not. Down to the wire in Kingsport, Tennessee.
And right now, they're still pacing themselves. We're not seeing a whole lot of, turnover right now, just because, again, they don't want to sprint just yet. They're still pacing. They still have 100 breaststroke to go and 100 freestyle to go. That's a 200 left. So they don't want to use all their energy just yet. Looks like lane 2 might be just a little bit in the lead, coming off of that backstroke turn wall, coming in for breaststroke. We'll be able to see them crank it up here as they go into their 200, their last 200.
Emma Ray Phillips is your swimmer in lane 2. Olga Bukowska in lane number 5, lane 6, Peyton Brady.
Nice underwater from lane 5. May be able to catch up to lane 2 a little bit, but lane 3 from Union is going to also kind of battle it out as well. It will definitely be a close one.
Emma G. Phillips not just hanging around, but catching up.
Yeah. This is our last 50 of breaststroke, and we will see that pace just kind of picking up a little bit as they see us get closer to the end of this 400 IM. Looks like lane number 3, Union is ahead by at least half a body length.
The sophomores' preliminary time, 4:48.90, and Emma G. Phillips looking good. Look at the turn.
Yeah, nice turn, getting off that wall and giving her at least a body length between lane 2. But can she hold it for this 100 sprint? Again, they're gassed. You can tell by how they're swimming that they are feeling it. And now they just got to keep going. And this is where that just mental toughness comes in. That's where the dig comes in. Those long hours in the pool during practice, in the weight room, putting in that work. This is where they show that. Lane 3 Union, Emma G is still ahead, able to keep that split. But second place is going to be down to the wire with lane 2 and lane 5.
Great turn. Look at her pull away in lane 3. She's gone.
Wow.
Oh, what a finish. Second place is up for grabs in Kingsport. Lane 2, lane 5, right down to the wire. My goodness.
And lane 2 was able to get onto the wall for second place. And then lane 5 coming in second place with lane 2 coming in third place. Very nice work from the girls in the pool right now. Top seeded time was lane 3. She came in with a 4:37.16. That was a great swim.
That was unreal.
That was really good. The fact that she could pull out after that breaststroke and just give her that lead going off that 100 freestyle, I mean, that gave her that benefit, and just knowing that she was able to gain that lead.
The dig at the end, impressive. And the turn on the last 50, really impressive.
Yes, very good.
There's a look at your times for the women's 400-yard IM. Really nice finish in the men's 200-yard freestyle relay.
Yes, with that men's 200-yard freestyle relay, we had that broken record coming in. So that's our 6th broken record of this weekend. Again, I think that we might just have to have a brand new record sheet going into next year. The records have just been blown out of the water this weekend. Really great job from all the girls for that women's 400-yard IM. We're going to bring the boys out.
Next event, the men's side. We just watched Emma G. Phillips absolutely pull it all together in the women's 400-yard IM. Now for the men's 400-yard IM.
Yes, definitely interested to see how the men's will figure this one out for the first individual event of Friday night. Hopefully this will be a good battle between lane 4. We have West Virginia Tech, and we have Jack Allen in lane 5 from Milligan. This should definitely be a good battle between the two teams. Our 2 top seeds for tonight's 400 IM.
Great turnout, great crowd in Kingsport for the 2025 AAC Swimming and Diving Championships. So for this, just one heat. Abel Azenyi in lane 1, a freshman from Union, a sophomore from Union, Malik Beyond in lane 2, Peter Gilbert in 3 from Milligan, WVU's Xavier Travesi in lane 4, who had the lead prelim time, Jack Allen in lane 5, Nate Haloran in lane 6, Michael Salucci in lane 7, and Luke O'Mara in lane 8. And what a lineup. These guys are all record breakers.
Yes, again, we want to keep our eye on lane 4. He's just a freshman for West Virginia Tech, so it will definitely be interested to see what this freshman can pull out in the pool. Here in just a second, they're getting ready to get him up on the blocks, and then they'll send him on their way.
The young Xavier Travesi, the athlete to keep your eye on in the men's 400-yard IM. We're ready to go in Kingsport. Off.
Good start for all of the boys. Looks like between lane 6 and lane 4 and lane 2, they're about equal. Again, this is a 400-yard IM, so 100 butterfly, 100 back, 100 breast, and 100 freestyle. They want to pace themselves to where they're not expending all that energy at the start.
2, 4, and 6 deadlocked after 2 turns. Let's see if someone can gain some space. 2 it is. half a body length.
Yeah, Union coming in for lane 2 on the wall first to go into their backstroke, followed by lane 4 and lane 6. Really great turn by lane 6, able to kind of catch up and pull out a little bit.
A lot of work left to do to be out ahead.
Yes, again, they're still savoring some of that energy to hopefully expend it on that last 200 and 100 freestyle that will be coming. They got another 50 of backstroke to go. Good underwaters. We don't see a real quick turnover just yet from lane 4 or lane 6. They're still saving energy at this point.
Malik Biad was in the lead. The sophomore from Union gives it up. He's in lane 2. Xavier Trevesi neck and neck with Nate Holleran.
Lane 4 will get off the wall first for going into breaststroke. We have 100 breasts to go. Nice long pull outs is what we like to see. Really good stroke for lane 4. Quick off the wall. Looks like lane 6. Lane 6 is from Milligan. He might be able to pull forward a little bit, but we have lane 1 coming in as well. Freshman from Union is catching up to lane 4 at this point.
Xavier Trevesi struggling to handle the Union Bulldog in lane 1. Holleran is behind them in lane 6. I caught up with his dad before we got started today. He's a computer science major and an academic All-American.
Wow.
That's what I said too. I said, Dad, you did it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how the rest of the swimming goes.
Right?
Coming down the back stretch, we've done over 3 minutes and 10 seconds. The record time for this event, 3:58.
And can they keep that battle going? It will definitely be close for lane 1 and lane 4. But can lane 1 hold that sprint? We have another 50 to go of freestyle to bring it home tonight for the 400 IM for men.
It's the final pass for our lanes 1 and 4. That's Abel Azenyi, the Union Bulldog, and Xavier Trevesi.
Oh, wow, we have lane 7 that did catch up, and lane 7, Milligan, came out of nowhere.
No kidding. He
And
covered
he's
a lot
able
of
to
ground.
pull it through.
He's in the lead.
Wow.
Down to the wire, Trevesi pushing to maintain the lead in lane 4, right down to it. And it's going to be Trevesi taking the win, followed closely by Abel.
Nice swim. And just off of that meet record. But again, that was a really great swim by lane 4 and lane 2. And that's where I say you never know what your end lanes are going to do. He definitely had it in the tank, and he put it out there tonight in the pool.
3:59.15 the final time for Trevesi. Abel, 4 minutes flat, 9/100ths of a second.
Really great job by the men.
That's an impressive showing.
They definitely set the tone there for what these individual events will look like for the men. And also the women did too.
Really impressive stuff. I think I'm extra impressed that Abel and Xavier are both just freshmen.
Yes, I mean, again, they have 3 more years ahead of them. Definitely going to be very interested to see how they grow as swimmers and athletes over the years.
Next event getting started shortly.
Looks like we have event 19 coming up, women's 100-yard butterfly. This will be a very good event to be able to watch. The lead time is going to be Madison in lane 4. She's a sophomore from Milligan. Her seated time right now is a 59:47. that is a provisional time for the NAIA National Championship. So maybe she can pull it out and get some quick swims. Don't know if she'll be close enough to get an NAIA national cut, but you just never know. I mean, how this weekend's been going, we're not sure what these athletes will produce in the pool.
That's a good point. You know, you never know what to expect, and we've seen some athletes dig deep, some surprises, a lot of them. Running down the list for this heat in lane 1, it's Manuela Horta, Sofia Bellocchio in lane 2, the freshman for the Golden Tigers. 3 in a row for the Milligan Buffs. The junior, Alex Hayashi, the sophomore, Madison Akbari, who you just mentioned, and the senior, Susie Aguirre in lane 5. A freshman for the Bulldogs of Union, Manka Petrak, who broke a record yesterday in lane 6. And in lane 7 and 8, 2 more Golden Tigers, a freshman, Nellie Barrett, and a senior, Callie Edens. Speaking of those prelim times, 59:47, the lead time, 3/100ths of a second behind her in lane 5. We're going to have another duke it out moment.
We will, definitely. This is going to be a close one for lane 4 and 5.
And there's a look at those two. Interestingly, though, they are teammates.
They are
ready to go.
Teammates, and they definitely know how each other train. They have probably trained together. They probably swam in the same lane, so they're going to use that tactic for themselves to be able to, you know, hopefully beat out and get to the wall first.
The record time for this event, 57:62.
Looks like lane 4, Madison is in the lead. She's on that wall and off of it first, but not short behind is lane 6, a freshman from Union.
Akbari has got her hands full on the turn. Madison makes it well. Can she hold that half a body length lead? She's got it for now. Beside her in 5 having trouble. 6 as well, neck and neck. Second place is going to be a duel. And Akbari hangs on.
Wow, good race. We've got the final time up there for lane 4 is a 58:18. And lane 5 coming in a 58:73. But those are just hundredths of a second close to each other. Very nice job from the women.
Couldn't have been closer. I'll take that back. It could have been closer. It will be closer. I'm sure we've got more.
Yes. We got the men's 100 butterfly coming up with our first heat of the men's.
Taking a look at this heat. In lane 1, it's Bryce Barton. Isaac Valance in lane 2. Ola Guire Siskart Montaigne in lane 3. Lancelot Gavel, true freshman out of Union for the Bulldogs with a 53:31 in the prelim in lane 4. Toby Edwards in lane 5. Mateo Deza in lane 6. Noah Manias in lane 7, the junior for WVU. And Noah Jackson rounding out our 8 in lane 8, a freshman for the Koalas of South Carolina.
And lane 4 is just a freshman again from Union, and his teammate is right next to him in lane 5.
We're off. The record time for this event on the men's side, 48:42. 2 passes, they'll go quick. Don't take your eyes off the screen.
And they're probably going to all stay pretty close to each other. I mean, it's going to come down to that last 50 on what they're able to pull out. Lane 4 getting onto that wall and off of it first. Not far behind was lane 5 and lane 6, which again, they are all teammates and they're all freshmen. Nice underwaters. Definitely lane 4 has a good lead and should be able to secure that first
Really close between those last two for second place.
Wow.
In hand easily for Olaguire.
Nice work by lane 4. Coming in first with a 52.61 for lane 4. And lane 5 coming in second with a 53.83.
Taking the win is Lancelot. True freshman, Union Bulldog, all freshmen.
All freshmen. I mean, the freshmen this year are just really cranking it out in the pool. I mean, the teams have some really strong swimmers, and they're young, and I mean, they're definitely, ready to just make something of themselves as student athletes. And again, that's why I keep saying that I am very in this event. We'll keep our eye on lane 4. He's again another freshman from Union that will be swimming with a top seeded time in the men's 100-yard butterfly with a 48.42 for tonight. And again, as a freshman and being that lead is pretty impressive. He actually already has an NAIA national cut, so he will actually get to go to nationals in a few weeks.
You love to see it.
And as a freshman, I mean, that's just very impressive.
So for this heat in lane 1, we've got Lehman, the sophomore for the Bulldogs. 2 in a row for the Milligan Buffs, the senior, Andre Bazana. He was cooking last night.
Yes.
Michael Rinaldi in lane 3, also cooking. Another Union Bulldog, a true freshman, Enzo Constable, troublemaker in lane 4. Followed by 3 in a row for the Milligan Buffs. The junior, McConey, the sophomore, Tudor in lane 6. RJ Brummett in lane 7, the junior for the Buffs. And a freshman from WVU rounding us out in lane 8, Bernardo.
They're going to get them up on the blocks here in just a second.
Enzo Constable broke the record for the men's 50 freestyle last night. McConey was on the 200 medley relay team that broke the record as well.
And he might be able to break it again. Another record.
Looking to do so. Can he pull it off? We'll find out in just seconds. We are moving quick in heat 2.
Very nice turn off the wall, coming up, and just that breakout. Definitely going to be close going into our final 50 with lane 4 and 5. Lane 4 getting on the wall first with a 22:17 split time. And can he bring it home for this last 25, a butterfly?
Nice lead for lane 4, a half a body length. Lanes 3 and 5 are going to come down to the wire. Enzo Constable looking to finish strong. Looks like he's able to handle that easily. 3 and 5 are close.
Nice work. Lane 4 coming in first with a time of 48.59. Again, he did not break that record, but he did break it this morning. So he currently holds the meet record also for the men's 100-yard butterfly. Very impressive.
Enzo Constable keeps it going. Another big finish. And that's just a great heat of really incredible athletes.
Yes. Very close one. Again, a lot of them. Lane 5 coming in second with a 49.36. I mean, just hair touches between a second, third, and fourth place.
Our next event will be the women's 200-yard freestyle.
It looks like we might take a break here for awards. I think they're going to award the 400 IM and the 100 butterfly here in a little bit.
Probably a well-deserved break. A lot has happened. There's a lot to process.
Yes.
What are your initial thoughts?
I mean, there's just some really great swims. Again, with the meet records that are being broken this weekend is just unbelievable. The freshmen coming in and being able to put the work in and show the student athletes and the older group of student athletes just what they're able to do and put out. I mean, if I was a senior, I would be a little worried about the freshmen coming in.
Understandably so. Well, we're through one page of events. We've got a lot of action left to go, so don't leave us. We'll be back with more coverage in just a moment on the Southeast Sports Network.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere. Catch the most thrilling moments from your favorite local teams, only on the Southeast Sports Network. From jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-winning goals, we bring you all the highlights that make the Southeast the heart of sports. Don't miss out. Tune in anytime, anywhere, and relive the action like never before. The action lives on our YouTube channel, but you can watch highlights many different ways by visiting our website. The Southeast Sports Network, where every play matters.
The story of the United States has been written for centuries. Penned by millions of authors, written in every language, from every perspective. With every chapter as unique as our people and our land. Our story is one made up of many. Find yours in the USA.
The rhythmic sound of more than 500 cascading waterfalls. The endless echo of more than 10,000 caves. The serene silence of 1,000 miles of wilderness trails. The next time someone tells you to get lost, consider it an opportunity. Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
At the Salvation Army, a shelter isn't just a place to rest. It's a chance to shed layers, let loose, and finally let it go. With your gift, a warm bed is just the beginning. It's the first night of a new day. When our homeless neighbors feel safe enough to close their eyes, they can see the way forward.
A truck is a tool, but a ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire Tablet with just a few clicks.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Welcome back in Kingsport, Tennessee. It's the Appalachian Athletic Conference Swimming and Diving Championships. Glad you're along for the ride. Gabriel Schrei alongside me. My good friend, Madison Gump. Glad you're here. We're having fun.
Yes, thank you for having me again. A great Friday night. We've already kicked it off with some good relays, our 200 free relays, as well as our 400-yard IM and our 100 butterfly. We're getting ready to get into some 200 freestyle. Our good old mid-distance events, a little bit of pacing, but a little bit of sprinting. Should be interesting.
Yeah, the sprinting, that seems like it would gas you for the rest of the tournament, but they just keep coming back. How do you get that in shape?
Again, that's just where a lot of practice comes in, to being able to build, those fast twitch muscles, being able to turn over, but also being able to do that across the weekend. And these athletes have been to different meets throughout the season. I know we actually hosted one of their meets here in October. We actually hosted the King Invite, so a lot of these teams came down in October for a practice type of meet, to where they can get used to competing in that type of level and that type of environment, being able to sprint, being able to get back out and then get back in a little bit later and do that multiple times. So definitely some good races this evening.
Next event, the women's 200-yard freestyle, and only two.
We got two in this first heat. Our consolation heat has two girls, lane 4 and lane 5. We have a freshman from Union and then a sophomore from Brenau in lane 5. Looks like they're getting all the timers lined up, ready to go, and getting all the officials in place so we can kick off the 200-yard freestyle here in just a second.
These two standing by and ready to go.
They're definitely focusing in, taking those last couple deep breaths before they get up on those blocks, thinking of what they're going to do in the pool as they enter into that water. And what's really interesting is to see athletes before they get onto the block. They all do a little bit something different. Some of them stand really still, and others, they kind of move around a little bit. Some of them splash water on them. That's all the tactics of just getting in that mental state and getting prepared.
Getting the signal, we're about ready to get underway with the 200-yard freestyle. 2 heats of this, 8 lanes in our second heat, but just 2. Isadora Silvera A. Silva, a freshman for the Bulldogs of Union, in lane 4, and Bailey Hodges coming through in lane 5.
This is 8 lengths of a 25-yard pool, so again, this is a mid-distance event. We're going to see a little bit of sprinting, but they are going to pace themselves just a little bit. The freshman in lane 4 from Union has a seated time of 2:12.62, and the sophomore from Brenau in lane 5 has a seated time of 2:14.55. We can see already that gap being created between Union and Brenau.
The Bulldog gaining space on every turn. A lot.
Yes. She definitely has a good stroke right now. A long stroke. She's kicking. Turns are looking real good. She's not hanging on to that wall too much. And same with lane 5. I mean, her turn there was pretty good, getting off that wall as well. Finishing up this 50, and we'll go into our last 50 here in a second. We'll see them kick it up. They're halfway through this now, and so we're probably going to see that turn to just sprinting as they approach this wall for their final 50. They definitely are feeling it at this point.
Starting to look a little bit gassed in spite of that nice lead. And the margins remain the same for some time.
Yes, I definitely think Union in lane 4 has that lead, and I think she'll be able to keep that lead as she finishes out with this last about 15 yards that she has to go.
Solid finish. 2:10 on the clock.
Nice finish. She did definitely drop time. We'll see it here in a second pop up on the board. So lane 4 placed first with a 2:09.93 for her heat. And lane 5 coming in second for her heat with a 2:14.12. Again, both of the girls dropped time in that event, so very nice job for both of those female.
Isadora, the freshman, 2:09.93. That is a great finish.
Nice finish. About 3 seconds, a little bit more than 3 seconds dropped.
We'll move on now to the second heat of this.
And that's hard to do, you know, when you're swimming with not a lot of people around you, because you are looking to pace off of somebody and keep up with somebody. So for her to be able to drop and for both of them to be able to drop time with just 2 of them in the pool is very impressive, that they could be able to pull that out and still motivate themselves, pace themselves just with two swimmers in the pool.
The second heat is going to feature 8 swimmers. Kylie Mousty in lane 1, the freshman from Milligan. 2 Union Bulldogs that are sophomores, Cece Jimenez Martinez and Dory Hosa. A junior for the Milligan Buffs, Riley Renaud in lane 4 with a lead time in this freestyle. Golden Tiger freshman Abby Benz in lane 5. A senior in lane 6, Liz Mahan. Another Golden Tiger freshman, Emily DiMaggio in lane 7. And the senior, Andrea Pedra in lane 8, a Columbia Koala.
This is definitely going to be a good race between lanes 3 and 5. I mean, their seated time right now is just hundredths of a second apart from each other. And again, they might be able to catch up and, you know, have a good race between lane 4 as well.
Right now, the lineup's being introduced, and you can hear the crowd is into it.
They are definitely a good crowd here tonight, and the stands are packed right now with students, friends, family.
So that prelim time, 1:57.90, edges out the swimmers on either side of her by less than 2 full seconds. So this should be neck and neck.
It's going to be neck and neck for sure. And they're getting up on the blocks, and they will be entering the water in just a second.
Riley Renaud, that 1:57.90. Dory Hosa in 3, and Abby Benz in 5. Less than 2 full seconds off of that time.
And here we go for our women's final heat of the 200-yard freestyle. First turn at the far end, and it looks like they're all going to kind of stick together. Looks like lane 3 and maybe lane 6 have kind of that lead right now, but not by very much.
Another turn could separate them. Here's the look, and not really. Again, 3, 4, 5, and 6 all hanging together. Back stretch.
Lane 6 able to get into that turn first. Again, has a little bit of the lead, but not by much. And will she be able to hold that? We're getting ready to hit our halfway point in our 200. We have 100 to go.
Those 4 have certainly separated themselves from the pack.
It's definitely going to come down to the wire for first, second, third, and fourth place, though. And lane 3 be able to pull out on that turn. And can she lengthen that on this turn going into the wall?
Dory Hosa in 3, Riley Renaud in 4, Abby Binns in 5, Liz Mahan in 6. Looks like Hosa's got a small lead for first.
Wow, this is going to definitely be close.
It's all down to lanes 2 and 3. Hosa duking it out alongside Renaud, right down to the wire, a buzzer beater in Kingsport.
Wow, great swim between lane 3 and 4, and then 5 and 6. Lane 4 bringing it home in first place with a 1:55.05. I mean, about 2 seconds dropped from her prelims time.
And that's Riley Renaud, the junior, the Milligan Buff, coming through with a nice finish and a big victory.
Great swim by lane 3 as well, battling it out for that first place. I mean, she had a seated time of 1:59.82, and she just went a 1:55.36. Again, about a 4-second drop in finals there. Really great effort from all the girls in the pool.
And those were points that the Union Bulldogs really could have used and just barely edged out.
Yes, that's definitely going to help Union in their points.
We're off.
Looks like we're off with a men's 200-yard freestyle. We have a consolation heat of just one swimmer, and it's going to be Cullen. He's a sophomore from Milligan, and he's actually an exhibition swimmer. So in this conference championships, the coaches agreed to allow exhibition swimmers to swim if all lanes were not filled, and so Cullen was able to, snag himself a spot to be able to swim again. The points won't count toward the team or the individual, but this gives him a test run of how well can he swim a prelims finals race in a 200 freestyle. And this will kind of set the tone also for his coach to be able to, provide guidance to him as a swimmer, and also to make sure that their practices are lining up with what he needs.
This would make me so nervous.
Yes.
Running by yourself.
It is hard. I mean, you don't have anybody to pace off of at all. You are relying on yourself to keep that pace. You're relying on the coach at the side of the pool to be able to give you signals if you need to speed up or slow down. He's going into his last 50 here of the 200, and you can see his team on the other side cheering for him.
To do it in front of a full house, that's a lot of pressure.
It is a lot of pressure. And will he be able to get home and beat his prelim seated time, 1:43.99? It looks like he might have came up a little short, but overall, really great swim for swimming by yourself.
There's his time, 1:44.51.
So just under his prelims time, just by a little bit. He added about a second, but not bad. Not even a second.
Mr. Burnett, he's having a nice weekend.
We have our final heat of the men's 200-yard freestyle walking out.
Promises to be an exciting show for these guys, and for us, of course.
Definitely. We have some close swims coming up in lane 3 and lane 4. They're definitely going to battle it out here in the pool in a second. Keep our close eye on those center lanes.
So we'll take a look at this heat and start with lane 1. Jamal Johnson, the sophomore from Columbia, South Carolina. Gersley Torok in lane 2, a freshman for the Bulldogs of Union. 4 in a row for Milligan. The senior, Andre Bazana, who we've seen light it up all weekend long. A junior, Jacob Miller, who had the lead prelim time, 1:45.26 is what he posted. A freshman, Gellert Zedlak in lane 5. A senior, Nicholas Harville in lane 6. A sophomore, Corbin Peters out of WVU. And another in lane 8, another sophomore from WVU, Alvaro Iglesias.
They're getting ready to get started. They're going to announce the swimmers' names here for the spectators to hear.
We're talking about those times, those prelim times. 1:45.26, the lead qualifying prelim, but 2 racers within 2 seconds of that time, 3 within 3 seconds. 3, 4, 5, and 6 promise to be really electric in this.
It's definitely going to be close, just like our last heat as well. We're definitely going to see that battle here in the pool.
And in lane number 4, your top qualifier for the seedings race from Milligan University, Jacob Milligan.
And lane 5 from Milligan is just a freshman.
Mr. Referee.
Well, it's been the weekend of the freshmen, and it's quickly becoming the swimming league of the freshmen, so
yes.
Watch these underclassmen.
Definitely.
We're off.
If I was an upperclassman, I definitely would be a little concerned just because of how fast these freshmen are coming in. I mean, most of them are making finals. They're even breaking records this weekend.
Lot of broken records. 5 in day 1. We are tight up front. How about that?
They're all going to kind of stick together. They're definitely pacing off of each other and kind of seeing, okay, what is the other swimmers putting out right now? They don't want to put out too much. They don't want to sprint and use all their energy in the first 100. They want to savor some of that to where they can expend it on that last 50. We're about halfway through this 200. Coming in the wall, I don't think that we're going to see any splits yet. Now they're definitely picking the pace up.
That's 60 seconds. The record time for this event, 1 minute, 40 seconds, 73 tenths. They are very close in those central lanes. Looks like a slight edge for lane 5.
And going into their last lap of this 200, looks like lane 5 is kicking it into gear to pull out just a little bit going into the last turn.
Great turn. Zedlak is going to have to beat out our man in lane 3, Andre Bazana, the senior from Milligan. And Zedlak hangs on for first as Bazana will follow him in for second.
Wow, great finish. And even lane 6 coming in 4th, bringing it home really strong to secure another placement for Milligan. Lane 5 got first, a freshman from Milligan with a time of 1:42.47. We also had lane 3 come in second, another Milligan swimmer. And lane 4, another Milligan swimmer coming in third. And then lane 6, another Milligan swimmer. So, I mean, Milligan hit the board 4 different places, which secures them really good points moving forward in competition.
There's a look at your winning bunch. Came through strong.
They're definitely gassed right now. I mean, all of them just hanging out on the wall, waiting to be able to be cleared to get out. And they can take some time to go cool down a little bit.
So Guylard Zedlak takes that. And we mentioned it before we got started with the heat. Watch the underclassmen.
Yes. We have more underclassmen coming up here in this next heat of the women's 100-yard breaststroke.
This one is going to go quick as we're almost ready to get started. Lane 1 is Rut Giuliano, a senior. Lane 2, Horwitz. 3, Smith. Bohr in lane 4. Pease in 5. 6, Shyavan, and 7, Ellisor.
Looks like will be a pretty good competition between our center lanes, 3, 4, and 5. I mean, they're just seconds away from each other. Actually, hundredths of a second away from each other.
Check out lane 1.
Wow, lane 1 pulling it through. She actually has about a body length on the rest of the competitors in the pool.
Morella way out in front with a great turn as well. Morella's a senior from Milligan for the Buffs.
Lane 1 is currently swimming exhibition, so her placement, her points will not count for individual or team points since she is swimming exhibition tonight.
Just over 60 seconds. The record in this event, 64. That's off the table. But a really tight finish coming in those central lanes. The exhibitionist finishes first. And lane 3 coming in for second with a nice showing. And in lane 3 is Madeline Smith.
Very nice job by lane 3, being able to come in and pull ahead of lane 4 and 5 to get that second place win.
And a strong finish for the koala.
Nice work from all those girls. Well done. They definitely can feel that at the end. Just 100 spin of breaststroke is hard. And we will have our final heat of the women's breaststroke walkout here in just a little bit.
This promises to be extremely competitive as well. Not that anything we've seen this evening has not been competitive. If you're just joining us, we're glad you're with us. Gabriel Schrei, Madison Gump. It's the Appalachian Athletic Conference 2025 Swimming and Diving Championships live from Kingsport, Tennessee.
And our top seeded is Tessa from Bernau. She's a senior tonight, and her seeded time is a 1:05.64. She has a provisional cut right now for NAIA Nationals. I'm not sure if she'll be able to secure a national cut or not. She'll have to drop about 2 seconds. Again, we don't say never, because you just never know what they're going to put in. She could have been holding back during prelims, and she might put all of her effort and energy out in the pool here in just a second. And as we see the girls walk behind the block, they're going to kind of drop their warm-ups off, kind of get ready, stretch out. They're going to make sure that back wedge on the block is set to their liking.
Abby Paul's a freshman in lane 1, another freshman, Phoebe Lichty, in lane 2, a junior in lane 3, Tegan Jose, all 3 of them Milligan Buffs, and that senior, the Golden Tiger, Tessa Iphen Chung. Watch out, she can cook.
Yes.
Union's Bulldogs have a freshman in lane 5, Julia Liberty, underclassman. It's the conference of the underclassmen.
It is.
A junior for the Buffs in lane 6, Virginia Rayner. In 7, a sophomore for the Koalas of Columbia, Kale Buss, and Alex Hayashi in lane 8, a junior for the Milligan Buffs. Really, really close prelim times. 1:05.64 for Tessa Iphem Chung in lane 4, the senior. 1:08 each for lanes 3 and 5, which consist of Tegan Jose and Juliana Liberty. There's the signal. We're ready to get started with the second and final heat of the women's 100-yard breaststroke in Kingsport. You can cut the tension with a knife.
Yes, again, very quiet start to let those girls focus. Very nice off the block. And we're coming into our first turn. We'll see if anybody can kind of pull out on this turn. Looks like Tessa in lane 4 from now has about a half a body length from Union in lane 5. Nice turnover.
Can she extend the lead even further on this turn? No, hanging with her in lane 4, just behind her, Liberty. One more turn.
off that wall. Nice underwater for her. Able to come up and just get home is what she's looking for now.
Look at Tessa go. She's all alone. The record, 5 seconds left to break it. 2 seconds, real close, and finishes with an incredible time.
And she's going to be just there. We'll have to wait until that board flips over to see her final time in that record. And barely, she came in at a 104.94, just hundredths of a second from that record. But again, great swim by Tessa in lane 4, getting her that first place win. Really good points for Purnell that can use it.
That's a really incredible showing. Tessa Ip-Heng Chung crushing it in Kingsport.
And a really good swim from lane 5 as well. That freshman from Union, she dropped a second, about a little bit less than a second, but I mean, very good turnout. Again, freshman, she'll be back for another 3 years. She has more to go. But Tessa being able to secure that first place win as a senior just is exciting.
Quickly on to the men's 100-yard breaststroke heat 1, the B final. In lane 1, it's John Cox from Milligan, a junior in lane 2 from Milligan. Zach Nelson, Thomas Remley in lane 3. Russell Goins from U-Pike, the Bears. A 1:10 prelim time is in lane 4. Jacob Robato in lane 5. Stephen Merkel in lane 6. And A.J. Strallo in lane 7, the senior from Milligan. And the Buffs rounding us out.
And on this one, in lane 1 and lane 2 and lane 3, we have 3 exhibition swimmers. So we might see them pull ahead on these end lanes. They are purposefully placed on the end lanes and the outer lanes because they are exhibition. Their placement, their points do not count for individual or team at this point. Nice turns getting off the wall quickly. And U-Pike, I mean, U-Pike has 2 swimmers in lane 4 and 5, and I mean, U-Pike only has a roster of about 7 swimmers, so they're showing up in finals tonight and representing their team, which is great to see. Nice swim by lane 1, coming in first place with a 59.38. Very nice job. Again, that will actually get him, it looks like, a provisional time for nationals.
Great showing. And obviously some fiery competition to follow us.
Yes, we have some really great swims coming up. We have our top seeded is Caleb Fry from junior from Milligan. A 56.52 is his seeded time right now. This will definitely be an interesting one to see if Union in lane 3 and the freshman, again underclassman from Milligan, Adam, in lane 5 can pull it out to battle out that first place.
There's a look at this Heat 2, the A final for the men's 100-yard breaststroke. The level of talent is just incredible, and I'm excited for this one. This is going to be very good.
It is.
Let's run down the lineup really quickly, what we're expecting. Luke Colbank, a sophomore from Union for the Bulldogs, starting in lane 1. Jaden Lynch, another sophomore from Union, in lane 2. A junior for the Bulldogs, Balak in lane 3. Caleb Fry is our lead qualifier in prelims of the 56.52, as you mentioned, in lane 4. And he's a record breaker. Keep an eye on him. A freshman in lane 5, Robert Adam from Milligan and the Buffs. In 6, it's Riley Greger representing Milligan, 58.69 prelim time. In 7, Bryson George from WVU, a sophomore, and another senior from WVU, Sebastian Galvez, rounding us out in lane 8. Those prelim times, all of them like within 2.5 seconds, almost all of them, I should say. Really, really tight heat coming up.
It's going to be very tight. We're going to see them sticking together for most of it. We will be able to see if they can break out on those turns or those underwaters. That's where it's going to be really important for these guys to have good turns and good underwaters, and then just a good turnover with each stroke. And they'll get them up on the blocks here, and we'll send them off.
That is Caleb Fry in the center of your screen, the dangerous one. Dead silent in the Aquatic Center as we get underway.
Nice off the blocks. Again, they're all going to kind of be equal here for this first 25, and going into that first turn, looks like that we might still kind of be equal between. I think lane 4 from Milligan has a little bit of a lead, but not by much.
And
really
still unable to separate.
good underwaters as well, and good turnovers. And Caleb is staying definitely low in the water as well with his turnovers.
Look at Caleb Fry separate on that last turn there.
Wow.
Streaking ahead, second place is a toss-up. Can Fry hang on to the lead? Fry follows through strong with an incredible time. He might have just broke the record. Wow.
And he did break that record. Lane 4, Caleb Fry breaking the record with a 55-35, brand new record for the men's 100-yard breaststroke.
Congratulations to the Milligan Buffaloes and Mr. Caleb Fry on his record-setting performance.
Very nice job, and I mean, really great job from lane 6. Lane 6 from Milligan Riley, he brought it in third place, actually out-touching lane 3, Union.
We'll move on quickly to the consolation final of the women's 100-yard backstroke. Not a lot of time to break it down, so I'll quickly run through your lineup in this Heat 1, the B final. Julia Colombo in 1, Annabelle Lee in 2, Mia Wildman in 3, Angie Arenas Flores in 4, Callie Edens in 5, Rosalie Wenham in 6, Patrick Dalen in 7, and Abigail Jackson rounding us out in lane 8.
And this is going to be a close one between lane 4 and 5. Again, just about a couple hundredths of a second apart. Ooh, we'll have to keep our eye on lane 8. She's almost first off the turn there. She pulled out just a little bit. Her and lane 4 are pretty much neck and neck in this. Can they get out ahead of each other? Not really, so not really a gap. So this is gonna be a close one. Lane 8 is pulling a little bit ahead, but can she keep it?
She's got the lead for the moment. Looks like a half a body length, Madison.
Yeah, about half a body length, and can she bring it home?
It's looking like it. Nearly locked up with 3, and it seems as though she's done it. Impressive finish.
Wow. Very nice job from lane 8, coming home in first place for her heat with a 104.63. Very good job. She was an exhibition swimmer, but again, I mean, she still dropped some time.
That's impressive. Abigail Jackson, the sophomore for the Milligan Buffs, coming through with the heat.
We'll have our second and final heat walking out here in just a second. And this final heat is definitely going to be a close one. We have lane 4, Sophie, freshman from Bonao, and then also another freshman, Emily, in lane 5 from Milligan. They're going to battle it out. They're about a second from each other, so this is going to be another close race.
This has been the championships of the underclassmen. It's been all underclassmen, it feels like.
Yes, the underclassmen have definitely set the tone for this meet this weekend. There have been a lot of underclassmen that, you know, have made it to finals. They made it into the center lanes, and they're also breaking records. And if anybody is able to answer the question of when did they just stop getting faster?
Do they?
I don't think they do.
taking a look at this heat. It is the A final. Sophia Bellocchio, the freshman for Bernal in lane 1. 2 in a row for the Milligan Buffs in lanes 2 and 3. Samantha Van Vuur and a junior, Azalea Gabdrakapova. In lane 4, you just talked about the Golden Tiger, Sophie Bell. In lane 5, Emily Haas, a freshman from Milligan. The Union Bulldog, a sophomore, Lee Poissant. In lane 6, Hannah Tomlinson, a sophomore in lane 7, and Alves rounding us out in lane 8, both of them representing Bernal.
We can kind of see those girls just getting focused, splashing some water on them. That's just a mental, tactic that the swimmers use to be able to get used to the water before they jump in this cold water, because this water is about 79 degrees, so it is cold. And they don't want to shock their system so much, so they typically will splash some water on them to get used to it before entering.
Only 2 prelim times, sub 60 seconds. That's Sophie Bell, who you've discussed, we've touched on, 58-28, right behind her, Emily Haas.
Going to be a close one for sure between these 2 freshmen.
We're ready. The A final, the women's 100-yard backstroke for the 2025 AAC Swimming and Diving Championships begins now. We're off.
Nice starts from all of those girls. They got off the wall very quickly. They're all pretty much neck and neck going into that first turn.
25 yards down. A little bit of a lead built for Bell in lane 4.
She had a very nice turn, was able to pull ahead, and can she do that again with this turn? And it looks like she does. She's able to gain a little bit of a lead.
A little bit turns into a lot with another turn. Almost to 75 yards, 40 seconds on the clock. The record 57.80. Solid turn. She's still out ahead, but doesn't gain any margin.
Very nice underwater, which is giving her that extra lead. But man, second place is going to be close.
Sophie Bell with a strong finish. I'm thinking lane 2 for second, but super close. If it is lane 2, it's Samantha from Milligan.
Yes, it looks like Samantha from Milligan was able to pull ahead and gain second place. And then lane 6 from Union, she was able to place third. Very nice job. And lane 4, just a hundredth of a second from breaking that record. Again, she's just a freshman though. She will be back for another year and hopefully can break it next year.
Well, that was going to be my question. Is that disappointing? But I guess if you're just a freshman, you can't feel bad about it.
It gives her something to chase, and it gives her a goal to run after. And she should definitely be very happy with that swim and getting first place and securing those points for Bernal.
We're coming down to the back stretch of our programming tonight in the AAC Swimming and Diving Championships. It is the Friday night final. This is Heat B of the men's 100-yard backstroke. So quickly through these lanes. In 1, it's Bankston. In 2, it's Bearden. In 3, it's Barton. And Ben McLaughlin in lane 4 from U-Pike is our lead prelim time, 101.95. In 5, it's Whitaker. 6 is Sloan. In 7, we've got McConey. And in 8, we've got Burnett.
And in this, I want to say, U-Pike has 4 swimmers in this heat alone. Again, U-Pike does not have a huge team. They have 7 swimmers total. So for them to be able to put 4 good swimmers in a heat like this is going to gain them points that they definitely need for tonight. These outside lanes coming in, looks like we might have lane 2 pulled out ahead. Is going to be able to get on that wall first, possibly following by lane 7, coming in second. Those outside lanes, 1, 2, 7, and 8 are all exhibition swimmers, so their swim tonight does not count towards individual or team points. Very nice job from all the men for that B consolation heat for the men's 100 backstroke.
Really strong finish. And now we go to the A heat for the men's 100 backstroke. Any quick thoughts on what to expect as they make their way out?
I mean, this is going to be another close one, as they have been. We have lane 4, Steven from Milligan, as a seed time of 51.05. But then not far behind, we have another Milligan swimmer in lane 5, Paxton. He has a seed time of 51.33. So there's only hundreds of a second separating these swimmers. And it was definitely going to be a close race again. But who doesn't love close races? That's what keeps it interesting.
I'd like to speak to the manager about the Adele choice.
Yeah.
Adele as a walkout song is a wild choice. Let's run through the Heat A for the men's 100-yard backstroke in its entirety. A lot of really good talent here. We've seen all these guys involved in breaking records and having just generally great years in the AAC overall. Starting in lane 1, we've got David Espen Munoz, a sophomore from Union for the Bulldogs. In lane 2, we've got a Milligan buff, Brummett. RJ has been really good as well. A sophomore from Union in lane 3. The Bulldog is Sambi Sapaki. In lane 4, Stephen Gilbert, who you mentioned, the Milligan buff, and he has that lead prelim time of 51.05 seconds. Alongside him, Paxton Smith, a sophomore and another Milligan buff. In lane 6, it's Simon Murhout, a sophomore from WVU. In lane 7, Josh McConey, a junior from Milligan. And in lane 8, Pablo Asen Rubio, a junior from WVU Tech. In those prelim times, we've got 3 of them that are at 51 seconds, 1 at 52 seconds, and 1 at 53 seconds. So this promises to be an absolute barn burner.
Yes, it's going to be a close one. And, you know, a couple of these swimmers have actually already swam today. RJ Brummett in lane 2, he already swam the 100 butterfly. So was he able to take a break and recover to come out and swim a really great backstroke here? We're going to see that in just a second.
Is that cause for concern for you? Is it concerning to run 2 hard races in a day?
Yeah, especially whenever you're swimming sprints. I mean, they have definitely all trained to swim multiple events in a day, but again, just be able to swim in finals at a championship meet, swim 2 of them, it will be interesting to see what he can do.
The men's 100-yard backstroke. Crucial points on the line as we're off. Neck and neck, the first pass, 25 yards gone, just like that.
And it looks like lane 7 and lane 5 went into that turn and they got off the wall at the same time.
Wow.
So lane 3 and lane 5 and lane 7 are neck and neck at this point. Again, still no real separation.
McConey in 7, Paxton Smith in 5. Looks like we've got trouble brewing up on top of your screen. I think that's Sapaki who has got himself in contention for first. Down the back stretch in lane 7, running away with it. McConey has a half a body length. Then trouble from Sapaki at the top of your screen, and he's able to finish strong. McConey winning it.
Very nice race from lane 7, just pulling out of nowhere. And he came in and broke that record again. Another record broken with a 49.65 on the board. The record that was broken was 50.96. That was a great swim by lane 7.
The junior from Milligan, the buff. McConey, young man, take a bow. Well deserved.
And I'm wondering, you know, you brought up the song choice earlier, and I'm wondering if the top seeded Steven, I wonder if he picked that to get into the heads of the other swimmers, because a lot of times we will see that the walkout song choice is maybe a little bit slower, something that you typically don't hear, just to where you can mentally kind of mess with your other opponents, to kind of get into their heads, to mess with them before you get into the water. So I'm wondering if that was this tactic with that song choice.
Well, if it was, it worked.
It did.
It worked on me. It got me out of my...
It did, yeah, for sure. Very good swims, though, from all of these swimmers. we're going to take a little bit of a break here. We'll come back for our 400-yard medley relay, which I'm excited for tonight. Relays are always so much fun, and I can't wait to see those 400-yard medley relays here in a little bit.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
A truck is a tool, but a ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
At the Salvation Army, a shelter isn't just a place to rest. It's a chance to shed layers, let loose, and finally let it go. With your gift, a warm bed is just the beginning. It's the first night of a new day. When our homeless neighbors feel safe enough to close their eyes, they can see the way forward.
The rhythmic sound of more than 500 cascading waterfalls. The endless echo of more than 10,000 caves. The serene silence of 1,000 miles of wilderness trails. The next time someone tells you to get lost, consider it an opportunity. Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere. Catch the most thrilling moments from your favorite local teams, only on the Southeast Sports Network. From jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-winning goals, we bring you all the highlights that make the Southeast the heart of sports. Don't miss out. Tune in anytime, anywhere, and relive the action like never before. The action lives on our YouTube channel, but you can watch highlights many different ways by visiting our website. The Southeast Sports Network, where every play matters.
The story of the United States has been written for centuries. Penned by millions of authors, written in every language, from every perspective. With every chapter as unique as our people and our land. Our story is one made up of many. Find yours in the USA.
In Kingsport, Tennessee, it's the 2025 AAC Swimming and Diving Championships, live from the Kingsport Aquatic Center. Gabriel Schrei, Madison Gump, and Ryan Fleming now joining us for our coverage of the AAC Swimming and Diving Championships. We have been treated to an excellent night of competition, and seems like it's only going to heat up down the back stretch as we get into the relays.
Yes, we have the 400-yard medley relays coming up, and I mean, in this, we have our women coming in with really close races. Milligan, Bernal, and Union are going to be within seconds of each other, so that will be a really good race. I would like to ask Ryan, you know, as a having coaching background, how do you kind of set your swimmers up for a medley relay where there's multiple strokes in this type of event?
You try to put your four best together. Obviously, you've got the four different strokes, backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly, and freestyle. So you try to pull your best one from each stroke specialty and have them on that relay. Now you may have to make some tough choices with other entries and other relay combos that you've already used up to this point in the meet, but you're looking for your four best for this relay.
That will definitely be interesting to see how they set up these relays tonight and who they're going to be able to use as well, because I mean, some of these swimmers have already swam individual events. They might even have participated in that relay at the beginning of tonight, and hopefully they've been able to cool down, kind of get something to eat, maybe something to hydrate with, to be able to come back for this 400-yard medley relay.
It'll be exciting because over this race, you know, each team has their certain strengths. Maybe their backstroker is really good, but their breaststroker may not be. So we'll see some movement as far as who's in the lead, who's second, who's third. And that's why these medley relays are very exciting to watch, because you really don't know. On paper, you can see what the times are, but athletes in the water make the difference.
Definitely.
We've seen a couple more records broken today. 5 on the first day.
5 on the first day. We've had a couple tonight. I think we're at 7 so far. And I mean, we've just been talking about the freshmen that have shown up this weekend. I mean, the underclassmen that have shown up to finals just in tonight, and they're getting into those faster lanes. I mean, if I was a higher classman, an upperclassman, I would definitely be a little bit nervous, because the freshmen are just bringing it this year, and they have another 3 years ahead of them to be able to, you know, just practice and dig deep to bring more swims coming soon to their future years in college.
Yeah, that's definitely right. These freshmen are performing very well the first 2 days of the competition. We'll see if it carries through to tomorrow. And speaking of records, in the men's 400 medley relay, the Milligan team their entry time is below the meet record already. So we'll see if they can break their record that they set last year.
Yes. Milligan will be in lane 4 for the men's 400-yard medley relay. They have a seated time right now of 3:21.53. And again, the meet record for the men's 400-yard medley relay is a 3:24.29. It looks like we're going to walk out our women. We got one heat of women's 400-yard medley relay. We can definitely feel the bleachers moving right now with this walkout sound being turned on. And this is just going to be an exciting moment. We can hear the crowd noise kind of getting louder as they're walking across that bulkhead. And kind of take you through the lineup. We have lane 2, West Virginia Tech A. Lane 3, Milligan A. Lane 4, Brenau A. Lane 5, Union A. And lane 6, we have the Koala South in Columbia, and that's going to be their A relay. And then 7, lane 7 is going to be again Bernal with a B relay. So with Bernal having 2 relays, that's going to also be important for them as well in tonight's final relay.
The mentality coming into one of the final events of a final like this. Are points super important on the table? Are you very conscious of that before you walk out and you're like, hey, we've got to get some right here?
Yeah, especially with relays being double points over the individual events. These are times to make up some points that you may have missed throughout the night with better performances or not what you wanted from your swimmers. But relays are very important because, like I said, they are double points. So they're very important to, not only swim well and swim fast, but to be safe and be legal with your relay exchanges and all your turns, because you don't want to miss out on that double point opportunity over an individual event.
We're going to get them in for the backstroke. Again, medley relay starts with backstroke, and then it will go on to breaststroke, and then butterfly, and then coming home with freestyle. And this is a 400, so each of these swimmers are going to do 100 swim themselves in their stroke.
We're off.
And all those girls coming off the blocks really well.
And it's important to watch the turns off of each wall. You'll have some swimmers that go further than others. Just kind of depends on their preference, whether they feel like they're faster under the water as opposed to on top of the water. But they do need to be up within 15 yards from the wall that they're just pushing off of.
Let's see what happens after the first 50. Again, really consistent off the turn. Those three lanes neck and neck.
Yep, nice tight rates. Start off the first 100.
It doesn't look like they're going to separate right at this point.
Maybe getting a little bit out of Milligan for the moment. A head length, fingertips, cut back down maybe.
Definitely going to be close, and this is where they have to be careful. They don't want to do an early takeoff and possibly risk a disqualification and lose that spot.
We're on to the second leg and moving quickly.
Now looks like that they're pulling out in lane 4 just by a little bit, not much to make really a big difference. And they're all sticking together. I mean, I think we're going to have to get to butterfly and maybe even freestyle to really see what we're going to have at the end.
Yeah, we'll see. It looks like in lane 5 for Union, that's Emma Phillips, who just came out of that 400 IM win and won an event yesterday as well. She had a really strong breaststroke 100 in that 400 IM. So let's see what she's got here, her second 50.
Kind of trailing behind. The Koalas of South Carolina are close to being in this. And ahead of steam, as you said it, Emma.
We're seeing a nice strong finish from all three ladies there in the middle of the pool.
Very good leg.
A little deep on that dive from Union. It didn't look like it affected her much though. She was able to get up and get onto her butterfly. And she's sticking right with lane 4. Bernau.
These two eat the first 25 yards alive.
And Milligan is not far behind. I mean, they're in third right now. And again, you just never know what's going to happen. She could easily catch up and make enough time for that fourth swimmer to bring it home.
Bulldogs and Golden Tigers are deadlocked as they hit 75. One final leg to go. This transition is huge.
It is very big. But again, want to be quick, but you want to be safe so you don't get yourself disqualified here. Nice exchanges at all three teams there.
And Union was able to get out just a little bit on that dive. But can she make these flip turns good enough to where she can maybe get a little bit of an edge on her? It doesn't look like it yet. They got about a 50 to go coming into.
Bulldogs strong at the turn.
Milligan starting to come up a little bit in lane 3. She may run out of room though here on the last 50. But
oh my goodness, the roof is going to come off of this place. Gold Tigers and Bulldogs still about a half a body length apart. Crucial turn through 75. This is it, down the back stretch. Hanging in there, not going to be able to catch up. The Bulldogs keeping that lead over the Gold Tigers and finishing strong in the 400 for the win.
Wow.
What a performance.
Very nice job. She definitely timed that for a perfect finish. I mean, she was definitely able to pull ahead and secure that first place spot for Union. I mean, that is going to be huge points for Union, with lane 4 now coming in second and Milligan in lane 3 coming in third. Very nice job for all of them.
What an incredible athletic performance in those 2 lanes. That's amazing.
Yes, I mean, the coach definitely set that relay up to have a great turnout. I mean, he definitely, knew what swimmers to put where. Again, he didn't know what Bernal was going to do. He did not know, what Milligan and what swimmers Milligan was going to be able to use. I mean, so he did what he could, and he definitely put the right swimmers in.
Yep, that's the game of chess of swimming with relays. You don't know what everybody else is doing. You kind of go, just, like I said, 4 best swimmers on the relay, and let's go.
Very nice turnout for the women. So I'm interested to see the men coming up here in just a second. Again, it's going to be another close race. We have lane 2, West Virginia Tech B relay. We have lane 3, West Virginia Tech A relay. So again, teammates swimming up against teammates in the lanes next to each other. And then we have in lane 4, Milligan A's relay with a time. They're the fastest seated time right now tonight with a 3:21.53. In lane 5, Union A. And then in lane 6, the Koalas from Columbia A. We have definitely a good turnout. Again, this is one that we might see a meet record being broken because their seated time is currently faster than that meet record by a lot, actually. I mean, a few seconds faster.
Yeah, this lineup for Milligan will be interesting to see because they just had a backstroker set the conference record in the 100 backstroke just an event ago. So we'll see if he's on this relay. And again, he may not be swimming backstroke. He may be swimming a different stroke that the coach at Milligan feels like he's a better spot for that stroke instead.
Yes. And with him, if he is swimming in this, it will be interesting to see, was he able to recover fast enough from breaking that other record. I mean, these swimmers practice that, but this is a different type of meet. It's a championship meet. There's a lot of feelings, a lot of mental work is going into this, not just physical work tonight. And they're going to go ahead and announce the names. You can see all the swimmers kind of getting ready, taking off their warm-ups. Some of them might be just mentally focusing, telling their partners next to them good luck as well.
Well, we just saw an absolute barn burner. It will be hard to top the performance from the women's 400. I'm sure these men have it in their mind they're going to best that and break a record.
Yes, the men definitely have to put something down. I mean, the women really did an awesome job with their relay. Let's see what the men have now.
You could cut the tension in this building with a knife.
It's very quiet, very focused. Looks like lane 3 is going to fix his wedge. They're making sure everybody's toes are below the water. They have to be below the water. They cannot have toes out of the water gripping around that touch pad.
Lanes 2 through 6, WVU, Milligan, Union, and the Koalas of South Carolina were off. 25 yards, eaten alive, and off that first turn, a nice lead coming together for WVU.
It's interesting to note the backstroker from Milligan, who just set that record in the individual 100 backstroke, is not swimming backstroke. We'll see what he ends up swimming on this relay.
And that's really interesting. Again, a lot of these swimmers have multiple disciplines. They're not just focused on one specific stroke or not even one distance. Again, they might have multiple disciplines. They might be swimming freestyle and breaststroke, or backstroke and butterfly. And that's just something that a lot of swimmers have to do. And they're off with our second leg of the relay.
Really nice exchange from lanes 3 and 5.
A really good underwater from lane 4. I mean, he almost got to that 15-yard marker. but definitely broke it before he got there, which is good.
And making up some ground too there in the middle of the pool in lane 4.
Lane 5 and 3 are still neck and neck together. Will they be able to split off of each other or not?
Bulldogs and WVU neck and neck. 25 to go for this leg.
Milligan, though, with a really good turn there, and may be able to catch up.
Closing them down.
But again, this is where we have to be safe. Off those relay exchanges, we do not want to leave that block early. It could end up in a violation, but they look like they did decent.
WVU gains some yardage on the handoff as we're through 25 on this third leg.
Nice butterfly leg out of Milligan here. They looks like they're going to be in the lead here at the 50 mark there.
Wow, and looking at that split.
23-4.
Buffs, look out for Milligan through this third leg. 75 now gone. Watch the turn. Another great turn from Milligan.
Turn, yep.
He's almost got a body length lead.
Wow.
It's an excellent butterfly leg.
Here's our final leg. 100 to go, and on the change, he is way out front.
Can he hold that from Union, though? Union is definitely chasing him down. And can he do it, though?
Here come the dogs off of the turn. Almost through 50.
Very hard to hold Union off here. This is a very good sprint freestyler for them in lane 5.
Union Commonwealth right with Milligan.
And I believe that Union swimmer is the one who broke the 50 freestyle record. I mean, this is going to be close.
25 to go off the turn. The Buffs and the Bulldogs are locked up. Milligan trying to hang on to it. We're going to come down to the final seconds of this. Pushing strong. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
He hangs on.
That was an awesome swim by both Milligan and Union.
Both relays under the conference record.
Yep. Milligan breaking that record of a 3:22.95. The old record now is a 3:24.29, so they broke that by a couple seconds. Very nice job for both of those relays. And again, Union being able to catch up.
Very nice last leg on that Union relay out of that sprint freestyler. Very nice.
We still have the koalas in the pool right now. They're bringing it home as well with their last 50 to go. Very good swim from all of them. Lane 3 bringing in third place. West Virginia Tech again, a relay. Those are really good points for West Virginia Tech as well.
Very good all-around swims out of all of our relays here with the koalas finishing up here in the last 25.
And I think that sets our 8th record of this weekend.
The records are toast. We lost 5 yesterday. We've lost 3 today. Throw them out. Throw the book out.
We're just going to throw the book out and get a new book.
Well, don't forget, since this was the first year of 1 meter and 3 meter diving at the competition, the girls who won those events set new conference records as well. So there's another 2 on top of that.
Yep. Again, with AAC bringing back diving, it definitely sets the tone. And I mean, for Union, having 2 divers in it, gaining those points definitely got some really nice points for Union. But ending the night off with those relays.
That's why relays are fun to end off with. You get some very exciting races. You never know what's going to happen with them.
Yes, definitely a good night here at the pool. Tomorrow we have some good swims coming up as well. I mean, tomorrow we will see in prelims 200 backstroke, 100 free, 200 breaststroke, 200 butterfly, and then the last race of prelims will be the 1650. That's a daunting event. 66 lengths, or if you want to look at it as 33 laps. But man, I will definitely need a nap after we watch tomorrow morning's races in that 1650.
Yeah, that's the marathon event of the swimming in for the 25-yard pools.
Exhausting stuff coming up for these 2 programs. I'm sure they'll handle it well. I'm excited to be a part of it. Quick look back at what we saw in the finals this evening. First, a big victory for Emma G. Phillips in Heat 1, the final of the women's 400-yard IM, followed by a great victory for Xavier Trevesi. He looked really good in the men's 400-yard IM. We flipped from that to the women's 100-yard butterfly, where Madison Akbari came through with a strong victory. Then to the men's 100-yard butterfly. Now in the B final, that was Lancelot. In the A final, Enzo Constable, who's had an amazing weekend and just a freshman, crushed it again. Went from there to the 200-yard freestyle, where Silvira A. Silva took the victory. Flipping to our second page of events, Riley Renaud claimed the women's 200-yard freestyle in impressive fashion and wouldn't have expected any less from somebody who's had such a big weekend in Kingsport. Following that, we saw Burnett run one on his own. Then a big victory for Zedlak, who overcame Jacob Miller in emphatic fashion, another freshman for Milligan in the Buffs. Flipped from there to the women's 100-yard breaststroke, where Rutgliano claimed a big victory, the senior from the Buffs, just putting more points up for them. Milligan seeming commanding in this second day of finals. Tessa Ip-Hen Chung really impressed us up here. That was an amazing run.
Yes, and that 100 breaststroke for Tessa was outstanding. I mean, she just pulled out in front. She kept that pace, and she was able to claim that first place win. And I mean, as a senior, that has to feel good.
Then we flip to the men's 100-yard breaststroke. There was a B final where John Cox claimed a nice victory, followed by Caleb Fry, who put it all together. In the junior, we think he's going to try and break his own record again next year.
Yes.
Yep, always exciting when you get multiple chances to lower that bar and set that standard in an event with a record at a conference meet.
And in the women's 100-yard breaststroke, Abigail Jackson in the B final. In the A, Sophie Bell. And Sophie is just a freshman for the Golden Tigers. And again, another name we cannot get away from this weekend, in the best way possible, of course.
Yes.
In the men's 100-yard backstroke, the B final saw Bearden take the victory, and Josh McConey with an incredible victory in the A final. He looked really good and hung around with Stephen Gilbert through the whole thing.
Yes, very good turnout for them. Just an overall nice swim.
And finally, in the relays, we saw Union, the Bulldogs, who looked really good in the women's, and that was neck and neck right down to the wire. And the men gave us some action as well, as Milligan took it all in the men's 400-yard medley relay to close out our night. Before we go and break until we come back with preliminary coverage tomorrow morning, some quick closing thoughts from you two on what we saw today and what to expect tomorrow.
Well, just some more exciting races tonight. Tomorrow being the third and final day of the conference meet, long grind. We'll see who still has the energy and the want to come in and swim fast in the morning and then bring it back for finals at night. You got 2 more sessions, 1 more day to cap off a great 3 days of swimming here at the Aquatic Center.
Yes, definitely. I mean, some really great races tonight, really great races yesterday, and then tomorrow, I mean, we definitely are going to see some close races as we get to finals. And I mean, it is definitely going to come down to that neck and neck again as we get into kind of our mid distance. We have a lot of 200s, we have a 100, and then we have our longest event, which is the mile. It's a 1650. Again, 66 lengths of a 25-yard pool, or if you're looking at it in laps, it's 33 lengths. But I'm excited. Bring it home for day number 3 tomorrow.
I can't wait either. Thank you guys for joining me. Really appreciate you being on the broadcast, all the action, analysis, and value you bring to it. You make it way better. That'll do it for us on the Southeast Sports Network. For all of the fans, the programs, and of course, Madison and Ryan, thank you for being with me. Really appreciate it. That'll wrap it for us. This is a copyright product of Shrine Media and the Southeast Sports Network. We'll catch you tomorrow.
Favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
A truck is a tool, but a ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
Catch the most thrilling moments from your favorite local teams, only on the Southeast Sports Network. From jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-winning goals, we bring you all the highlights that make the Southeast the heart of sports. Don't miss out. Tune in anytime, anywhere, and relive the action like never before. The action lives on our YouTube channel, but you can watch highlights many different ways by visiting our website. The Southeast Sports Network, where every play matters.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
My character, Shazam, knows all about growing up in a family full of teenage superheroes. They're bold. Where's everyone going?
To fight crime?
Okay. Adventurous. Shazam! There's never a dull moment. And no matter what happens, they'll always have your back. All they need is a place to grow and be themselves. And the best part is, you don't have to be a superhero to adopt a teen. Learn more about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward.
Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shry Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in.